Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. Today I'm going to explain about the movement of American indexes and their effect on gold futures, how the gold futures behave during a market crash, how today everybody feels anxious to know about how the precious metal reacts before and after a market crash, and how the movement of precious metals give indications about the upcoming behavior of equity markets and how do they react after a market crash. So today we are going to discuss about the movements of gold during the last two market crashes in the year 2000 and 2008. First, let us see how the gold futures reacted before and after the equity market crash of 2000. Here is the weekly chart of S&P 500 futures. Here you can see that during the year 1999, S&P 500 futures in a weekly chart when started to move upward from this level, gold was under pressure and moved downward. The S&P futures were reached at the top, but all of a sudden a fall was there since July 12, 1999, and gold reacted with a steep upward move, and since then till the S&P future touched their highest point before heading for a crash in March 2000, gold reacted with a downward move. Here you can see that gold moved with a downward trend till 15th May 2000. Once again, when the S&P 500 futures moved upward before the equity market crash, gold also came under pressure when the market started to fall from 11th September 2000. Gold also remained under pressure with a downward move, and here you can see that gold continuously remained under pressure, and here till September 17, 2001, when the S&P futures touched their lowest level, gold was also not well above its average levels. Here you can see that the gold was trading here. So we can say that whenever the market crash occurs, gold does not move upward, it also remains under pressure with a market fall. So now let us see how the gold futures reacted during the market crash of 2008. As you have seen that gold was moving well below the average levels when the equity market crash of 2000 occurred. But here you can see that when we reached at the market crash of the year 2008, gold was moving much above its average level. It was moving here, and when the S&P 500 futures reached at this level before a market crash, market started to come down from 15th October 2008 before the 2008 market crash. When the market started to come downward, gold started to move upward. Here you can see that the market started to fall down since 15th October 2007 and remain under pressure before falling with a steep downward move on 8th September 2008. Here you can see that the gold also came down, and well, the S&P 500 futures touched the bottom after the market crash. At this point, gold futures had already started to move upward, and when the S&P 500 futures started to move upward, here you can see that the gold was also moving upward with a strong upward move, and well as the S&P 500 futures moved upward, here you can see that the gold futures were moving in upward direction. In the year 2011, we witnessed a good upward move in gold futures during the year 2011 because the people were running for safe haven as well as the markets were going upward. Here you can see that how in 2018, when the equity markets were trying to move towards the newer highs, gold came under pressure and started to move downward till June 2013. Gold remained under pressure. On the other hand, when S&P 500 futures were moving towards the newer highs every day, gold came under pressure. Let us move a little forward. Here you can see that when the S&P 500 futures started to move upward for achieving new heights since December 2012, here you can see that the gold futures remained under pressure and came downward with a steep downward move in June 2013, and since then they remained under pressure and moved at the lower levels when the S&P 500 futures were touching their highs since 2013. Here you can see that the S&P 500 futures were moving towards new highs, whereas the gold futures were trading at the average levels at the same time during the year 2016. Now you can see that when the gold futures started to move downward from this level in January 2018, when the S&P 500 futures started to move down after touching this resistance level, S&P 500 futures moved with a steep downward move on 22nd January 2018 and remained under pressure till 2nd April 2018, and gold futures were also remained under pressure, but when the S&P 500 futures moved upward from 2nd April 2018 once again towards the new highs, gold moved downward. Here you can see that after touching their highest level and faced resistance at this level, S&P 500 futures started to move downward since 10th September 2018, whereas gold futures have moved a little upward till today.